Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. I'm Adam Gore, and I greatly appreciate you all taking time out of your Tuesday afternoon to join us here for the show. And just like my good friend Tom Childs, who is a regular listener, Mr. Tom, I hope you and everyone else listening is having a great start to your week here on a Tuesday. Now, on this week's ICC Hour presented by Renaissance Bank, we're going to go back to convocation and get an update on the previous school year from ICC President Dr. Jay Allen. Then we'll listen in on his challenge to get 10% better. Now, this is a great way to kind of challenge yourself as a boss, as an employee, or just life in general, so you'll want to stick around for that in our third segment of the show. So, with that said, let's take a quick break here from Renaissance Bank and some of our other sponsors, as we'll be back with Dr. Allen here on the ICC Hour presented by Renaissance Bank.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
We're going to start with the 2021-2022 year in review, but some disclaimers. I will only touch on some of the many high points of the past year. So many great things have happened this last year that in the interest of time, we have had to greatly reduce what I could cover, which I'm sure you're excited about us reducing that. But that also means, unfortunately, we'll leave some things out, which is not a slight to anyone, but this will give you a little bit of an idea of the highlight of some of the accomplishments, but also some scope and scale of what occurs at college. So ICC was named one of 25 semifinalists nationwide in this selection of the prestigious 2023 $1 million Aspen Prize. Hold on, we didn't get the $1 million because you have to get number 1 in order to do that. But we were in the top 25. This is the first time ever. But the exciting part also with that is for the 4th time in a row, we were in the top 150 community colleges. There's over 1,000, nearly 1,100 community colleges in the nation. And to be in those ranks 4 times in a row over an 8-year period is really unbelievable, but to also make it in the top 25 is tremendous. For our size, our scope and scale, our diversity in our region is very different when you look at other parts of the country. So it's impressive that we can do that, and it's based on student success, which does not happen without y'all. First time in college is, This is also an indication of success of the college, its continuing status as a premier community college, and a testament to our exceptional faculty, staff, and students, without whom it would be impossible. Let me just add, faculty, you can provide all the challenges in the classroom you want, but if students aren't willing and able to step up to that challenge and you're able to coach them along and we're able to provide support services or wrap around all those things, none of this would be possible. But it all starts in that classroom, and we're blessed to have some great students that you can guide along the way. The Alumni and Foundation saw a 25% increase in total funds raised for the year, 44% increase in endowment funds raised, 13% increase in endowment value, a 69% increase in scholarship support for students. Thank you to Michael, Jim, Tilda, and our foundation and alumni boards for the work and effort put into that and the impact it makes on our college and our students. Community Relations and Sports Information Department won the most first place award finishes among all of the community colleges in the state, by almost double at the College Public Relations Association of Mississippi Awards. The department won 21st through third place overall awards and won the Grand Award in Electronic Media, the most prestigious award in the competition. We also swept the Sports Photography category. I was there because I spoke that day, and it was quite impressive and almost slightly embarrassing, not because we won all those awards, but because I was trash talking the other folks that were there that they didn't. The presidents, I just give them a hard time, because you know when you can do it, you got to do it. They sent over 450 news releases to area media. We wish the media always ran those, but we send them out anyway. Produced 3 in-house TV commercials that were just exceptional, even on the Super Bowl. Reintroduced, I think they're better than the Doritos commercials. Reintroduced focused marketing efforts on adult education, increased career pathways marketing, and the Let's Go ICCTV.com channels, 2 channels, drew roughly 182,000 views. If you have not had a chance to join in and watch a game, I encourage you to do that. The guys do a tremendous job with that. Business Services and TIS, our technology department there, refunded 5,990 students, HERF 2 and 3 funds totaling $5.6 million and some change. Well, of course they did that. That's their role in the business office, right? But that's immensely difficult to do because these are brand new funds with very new guidelines that tend to change on the regular. In fact, one of those refunds we made the first year, the day we sent out the checks, they changed the guidelines. So it was always interesting working with the federal government on that. We continue to manage roughly $21 million in federal COVID grant funds that have very tight and constraining guidelines on how we can spend those. Continue to integrate full outdoor Wi-Fi system at all of our locations while beginning to upgrade indoor Wi-Fi systems, beginning to transition the majority to a majority Microsoft Surface platform for employees and students, and designed and implemented a new room scheduling system and probably a number of other systems that help run our institution, rather than us buying all those systems. Workforce and career education provided direct credit and non-credit instruction to more than 5,000 individuals, supported more than 12,000 industry trainees, more than 85,000 companies, and more than 100 child care centers were served. The division received more than $4 million in recruiting and new grant money. Over 4,000 individuals served through over 160 events at the Belden Conference Center. A lot of events going on there. It's crazy. You can go find a parking spot one day. The next day, there's not a parking spot to be had due to the events that are in there. Roughly 450 students served through adult education. We continue to make an impact all across our district with our adult education. The Mississippi Highway Patrol Preferred Candidate Program, CORE, launched last fall with the first class of more than 10 students enrolled in criminal justice technology. They received extra training from the Highway Patrol, and they're here on our campus every Tuesday, Thursday, and they even do PT about 5:30 in the morning. If you want to go run with them, they go running by my house. I have yet to join them, but we're hoping that our first 2 graduates of that program will actually receive candidacy into the Trooper Academy this January. Dr. Sermon, I believe, is correct on that. The Forestry Technology Program became the largest in the state with more than 25 majors. Successful launch of the Construction Management Technology Program that helps graduates of the program to enter the workforce as a mid-level manager in the construction industry. Create Your Future internship program in partnership with Toyota through our Manufacturing Skills Basic Certificate program with a 100% retention rate. I got to go to one of those graduation ceremonies at Toyota. Really neat to hear those students talking about staying in that industry as well. Human Resources and Administration. Tim talked a little bit this morning about the number of vacancies that we've had, and when we hire from within our institution, that only beget another vacancy. So it's the year of the blue folders, with 50 plus job vacancy blue folders floating around, which they all come to my office eventually. And so never get tired of seeing those, but at the same time, there's a lot to go through on everybody's part. We appreciate that. 6.5% savings in overall college personnel budgets as a whole, even with all that hiring. 3 re-roofing projects completed. A re-roofing project is the least exciting construction project you can really do, because most of you don't know that the roof was replaced unless it was leaking really bad. And so, but it's yet a necessary evil is what we have to do. So they're not really exciting. The only thing a little less exciting than that is an HVAC replacement, unless it's really, really bad as well. Renovation of multiple building and spaces at all of our locations. Those things have been going on and continue. And more than 2,300 work orders completed by our maintenance, grounds, and janitorial departments or teams. This is including the fact that the AC in this building had a little problem yesterday with some lighting, but they've got it working. So we appreciate their efforts to make things happen on the fly. ICC Print Shop printed more than 1.1 million copies and printed more than 9,000 garments. Yes, we do our own silk screen. Our transportation team maintained over 80 vehicles that traveled more than 141,000 miles over the last year. This doesn't include the 110 athletic, student activities, or community-related trips that had bus drivers. Completion of many large projects, including the W.O. Benjamin Fine Arts Center auditorium renovation. Now let's pause for just a second. Those of you that have been here a while, there's something different, right? No longer do we have orange chairs that are from like the 70s, but really felt like they're probably from the 30s. There's no more orange carpet on the wall with sound panels. The lobby is tremendously different. In fact, when the architect showed us the renderings, I made the statement. Oh, I lost it. There you go. I made the statement to the architects that that's beautiful, but what's our auditorium going to look like? And they said, that is your auditorium. I was like, no, I don't think so. And it did turn out just as they had described. But tremendous improvement. We still have lighting and audio-visual that will be finalized, but as with supply chain issues and the like, those are a little delayed. But excited about what we're able to do in this space. This is a showpiece for our college. It's a front door in many respects, used all the time by our community. We need to make it something that will portray the image of ICC that we want. They're nearing completion of the multi-purpose building exterior on the Tupelo campus. Not a project we really wanted to do, but when bricks start falling off a building, you gotta deal with it. So we have. Magnolia Hall construction has been completed. Students have moved in there. If you have not had a chance to see that facility, I encourage you to do so. Typically, you can't just run into a residence hall facility. This would be one of those you can't run into either because it's card access. However, I believe Sarah and Caitlin have orchestrated today. If you want to come by and see that, if we finish up a little bit early, you can get by before you head back to your office or campus. Run over there and see that real quick. It's a wonderful, wonderful facility with tremendous collaborative study spaces in there. Our library staff was very jealous. And I pointed out this is just a glimpse of what's yet to come in our new library facility that we're working on.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle, Tastes like we're bringing the heat. And like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
My name is Jason Golston. I'm the diesel technology instructor at Etowah Community College. Students that graduate my program should have basic knowledge in diesel engines, electrical electronic systems, advanced brake systems, powertrains, steering and suspension, and heavy equipment, hydraulics, and electrical systems. We take students in the fall semester, which will be in August of every year. We'll take in about 18 to 20 first-year students. The program is 2 years, so during that 2 years, the students can achieve a Associates of Applied Science degree, or they can go for a year and 2 classes and get a career certificate. First-year students would come into the diesel program on Monday and Wednesday. The classes range from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The second-year students will come to class on Tuesday and Thursday and will be in class from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Students that graduate the program typically start out around $16 to $18 an hour. Will find employment at dealership environments, fleet shops, on the transportation and heavy equipment sides. The students that I look for in this program are students that have been around a farm or a construction company or transportation areas that have an interest in working on heavy equipment.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And you know, it's everything. Etowah Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Etowah Community College, the best start here.
The ICC Film Club received a grant of $5,000 from the Mississippi Hills Heritage Area Alliance to complete recent filming that they were working on. Also, they are helping with the feature-length film Mississippi Scholar that had pieces filmed here on the Fulton campus, even in my office. Bradley Howard, Dr. Jada Mills, and Heather McCormick wrote a $20,000 Mentor Links grant that was awarded through the American Association of Community Colleges for 3 STEM initiatives. 5 $500 scholarships were awarded to STEM majors through NASA grant funds received by the college. Our e-learning team continued to rank in the top for best online colleges in the state, with our paralegal technology program ranked number 2nd in the nation. The E-Roads and Leona B. Carpenter Simulation Laboratory was dedicated in our health science building on the Tupelo campus, which allowed for 8 beds with glass enclosures for line of sight observation for our ADN, our associate and respiratory therapy. If you've not seen that facility, I encourage you to do so. Wonderful, beautiful facility. It's so impressive what we're able to do in there to simulate a live hospital or clinic setting. However, I will tell you, it does creep me out a little bit when I'm in there. They moan, and they're mannequins, but they're you can't call them dummies because they're too expensive. But they moan at you, and they fuss and whine, and they give birth to babies, and just a lot of stuff that's just not natural to me. So I stay away. But it is a spectacular facility, and at the beginning of COVID, our simulation labs is what got us through while the hospitals wouldn't let us in, because we didn't know what we know today. The Associate Degree Nursing and Practical Nursing programs were awarded a $40,000 New Beginning Nursing Education for Women grant, which allowed for $800 stipends to be awarded to qualifying nursing students during the last semester in their programs to help offset licensing requirement cost. Our Instructional Support Services team continues to expand its efforts to add accountability and support for student athletes and those enrolled in developmental courses. The tracking of academic success speaks for itself. So proud of what we've been able to do there in just a couple of years. We continue to grow that with even more changes this year. Admissions staff, student services. Admissions staff processed well over 9,500 admissions applications. Our support service office continues to provide statewide professional development opportunities that allows Mississippi teachers to receive CEUs. More than 600 teachers took advantage of this offering this past year. The Virtual Career Center posted more than 80 job listings, and softball received the first #1 national ranking in any sport in school history. That's massively impressive. Our campus police team has worked on new standard operation policies and co-hosted Coffee with Cops with student activities to promote information to students. The financial aid team processed more than 8,600 FAFSAs last year and processed more than 3,300 scholarship applications. And even with all of that, I'm sure students still did not get enough money, did they? Student activities continues to grow bigger and better, and what an important part of our college setting to have students activities outside of the classroom. Our recruiting team had some transition over the past year, but we are now back to full staff of 4 outstanding recruiters under the leadership of Mr. Michael Holloway. We look forward to what looks like a slight improvement in enrollment for this fall, so please help us make that happen. Let's finish strong here as we come up to the end of registration. Help us make that happen and get across the finish line. We really need an enrollment increase because we know that impacts our budget long term. What a year. Oh, and did I mention the fact that we did all of these things while dealing with a global pandemic that began to ebb and flow more and more, even got a higher number of cases. You may remember we started the spring semester. There were 7,000 cases in the state of Mississippi at that time. But because of your efforts, following policies and procedures and guidelines, we had, and all of our testing we didn't do on campus, we had the ability to make it through that. So if you would, join me in giving each of you a round of applause for another successful year of growth and continued focus on student success.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. For example, you can turn off or turn on your debit card as needed. At FANB, you'll get that hometown feel with a high-tech touch. Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
My name is Emily Loden-Jones, and I am the instructor and the program director for the Forestry Technology program at Etowah Community College, and I have taught here for 15 years. Our students learn how to identify native hardwood species and softwood species in this area. They learn how to cruise timber and evaluate it for selling purposes. They also learn a lot about forest management regimes that we use to get specific objectives from our land. Our program will accept students either in the fall, the beginning of the fall semester in August, or in January, the start of the spring semester. This program is a 2-year program in which you will obtain an Associate's of Applied Sciences in Forestry Technology. It's also a transferable program to Mississippi State University in the College of Forest Resources. Most of our courses are taught in a traditional format because it is so outdoor based. We have one fully online class and one hybrid class. Freshmen attend 2 days a week for forestry courses, and sophomores attend 2 days a week for forestry courses. Our students usually obtain employment in either the state sectors or either in private sectors. A minimum starting salary would be, if you went to work for a state agency, of about $30,000 a year. And I would say most students would probably start around $36,000 to $40,000 a year. The best type of student for this program is one that does not mind being outdoors. It is hot, it is cold sometimes. They also need to understand that this is not just an outdoor program, but is a math, science heavy curriculum. Our one requirement is that you have a good pair of boots and some bug spray.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
As Ms. Juanita Floyd said, you are the change, you're the one that can make a difference. I truly believe that. It happens with each one of you. As we look ahead, I want us to remember Rick Warren, author, pastor, motivational speaker, and the question that he asked in one of his books. What do you have that you have been given? Your talent, your education, your freedom, your network, not the technology network. Your influence, your background, your opportunities, your wealth, your ideas, your income, your creativity, your gifts. Rick goes on to ask, what are you doing with what you've been given? The beautiful thing is, some of you have gifts I can't even dream of. You've got talents I can't even comprehend. And what's even more beautiful than that is you use those to help move our students' lives forward and make an impact in our community, and I'm so thankful for that. He states that it's not about the me, it's about making the world a better place. You're the difference in one of the many reasons ICC is a premier community college that it is. I encourage you to see what you have been given that can help make us a better place and to help us make us great for our students. We continue towards our new strategic plan. It is a path to institutional excellence with our three main initiatives: enhance college climate, provide community impact, and deliver quality instruction. I know you won't be able to read all that stuff up there, but I hope you will take a dive into that and really look as you begin to think about your annual planning objectives and the like, and how we can use this comprehensive strategic plan in every piece of our college. I'm often told what a great job ICC is doing when I'm out and about, and I quickly respond with two things. We have great people that are doing great things, and it is our goal to be a little better than we were yesterday. You probably heard me say that a number of times. I'm tired of me saying that, but a little better than we were yesterday. I want us to spend the next few minutes as we kind of finish up this part, talking about how we can make incremental improvements. Incremental improvements is an approach to process improvement. TZ's in here somewhere. Kaizen has some incremental improvements, and you're teaching that with industry, I know. But your focus in incremental improvements, you're focusing on efforts on smaller solutions that slowly but surely move the organization towards success. So small things that move us towards success. Typically low cost, low risk, and are implemented by employees throughout the entire organization. It doesn't just have to be me. It's every one of us. This is something everyone can do. How many of you have ever done the couch to 5K concept? Let me see a show of hands. Couch to 5K. All right. If Jada raised her hand, I was going to fuss at her because she's probably going to do the 5K marathon, not the couch to 5K. Some of us, like me, did more of the couch to refrigerator concept. But you know, in that, you're taking, I saw that, you're taking a step forward and you're saying, you know what, I can't run a 5K tomorrow, and if I did, I probably couldn't walk the next day. That's kind of the reality of that. But if I will take a few incremental steps, like I'm gonna walk past the refrigerator this time, and I'm gonna get out to the mailbox. And tomorrow I'm gonna do the stop sign. And you know what? Then I'm gonna run to the stop sign the next day and see if I can make that. Then I'm gonna go a little bit further, and I'm gonna go a little bit further. And incrementally, you're making progress towards that ultimate goal of running a 5K. That's how we have to bite things off so often. I did a challenge back this last part of the year where I decided, I don't really know why, that I was going to do this little challenge where you do 100 push-ups a day for, I think it was 90 days. And so I started with one, and I could actually do more than one, but not many more. And then I went through that, and I kept adding, and I did 20 at a time, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna do that a couple times a day. And got to where I could do the 100 push-ups a day for 90 days. The hardest part was just fitting it in the day sometimes, and I ended up doing like 70 when I got home before I got to go to bed. I thought maybe when I went to the beach this summer that I'd have to make sure I had my ring out so people know I was married and stay away. That was not the case. It was not the case. Belinda never got worried. I was okay with that. That was fine. Jordan Peterson, a clinical psychologist, author, and speaker, talks about the power of incremental improvement. He talks about looking at what we are weak or inefficient at, what we are good at doing. And can we make incremental improvements in both of those things? Get a little better at the things we're good at, and a little better, or do a little less of the things that we're bad at. This is about moving to our goal incrementally, he says, not in one big leap, but in many small steps. If we take these small steps, you get a glimmer of the things you're possible to accomplish. As you think about that couch to 5K, you make it down to the end of the street and back without having to stop while you're running, begin to get a glimpse that you can actually make that happen. I also did something similar like that one time when my youngest, Molly Ann, was beginning cross-country running as a second grader while we were in Kentucky, and I was a little nervous about letting my second grader just go out and run where I couldn't keep an eye on her. So I thought, well, I'll run with her. So I worked for a couple of weeks to get up to where I could keep up with her pace, which was about an 8.5 minute mile. So I got there. That lasted about 3 or 4 days, and then she was faster than me yet again, and I gave up at that point and said, I'll just have to follow her in a car or something, because it's about all I can do. But it's those incremental things that I had to do to get there, because I couldn't make it happen overnight. Tiny improvements with persistence, and you win. Tiny improvements with persistence, and you win. He talks about it in comparison to compound interest. I like compound interest. I like it when my money makes more money, and the next year it makes even more money because the interest that I gained last year is added into the principal, and it's gaining, and it's gaining, and it's gaining. I like that. I don't have enough of that, but I like it. Small goals that produce results, that the next goal grows on top of the past goal's successes. Jordan says that if we do incremental improvement well, if we do it well, it will propel us forward. So I want us to talk just a minute about 10% better. What if for the next few years, we don't set... How many of y'all read the Jim Collins book, Good to Great? Some of you have seen that. Great author, great book. But he talks about big, hairy, audacious goals. Well, I'm not talking about us setting big, hairy, audacious goals that are scary and don't even know if we can do it. What I'm talking about is 10% better. We focus on measurable data that we can benchmark, and we can strive to make improvements by 10% each year on that data. This can be done by each person, by each office, each department, each division, and the college as a whole. Again, not some crazy big goal that we don't know if we could ever meet. Can we really even measure it? These are small, measurable things. We're talking about something that we are currently doing and strive to do it 10% better, 10% faster, 10% more efficient, 10% less of something negative, or 10% more of something positive. 10% better for you, your area of the college as a whole, but most importantly, we think about 10% better for those we serve. Our students, our industry partners, and our communities. Our students need for us to be 10% better than we were yesterday. They need us to move them to be 10% better and more productive in the classroom. To push the students to get 10% better. How can we do that? We need to look at achievement gaps. And how do we close those achievement gaps based on race, gender, socioeconomic status? We mirror the population that we serve by race, not so much by gender, but by race in our 5 counties. But do we have the same output? Are all students completing at the same success level? And if they're not, why not? What can we do to close those gaps? Our region needs this, our communities need this, our state needs this. We've all got to move forward. So how do we close those gaps? Can we make it 10% better? I challenge you to adopt 10% better in your professional life, in your career, your impact on the college and the people we serve. You could even be 10% better in your personal life. It could be the couch to 5K instead of the couch to refrigerator that I'm really good at, but it could be small improvements in your personal life as well. How many of you wish you were 10% better or had 10% more? I do. I constantly try to grow because I know I need to be better than I was yesterday. The bar's pretty low for me, so I feel like I can make it happen. It starts with one step. It's not a huge change, small incremental changes. Our new strategic plan, a path to institutional excellence that we talked about, I believe we can work with Liz Edwards, your cabinet members, your deans and directors, and we can benchmark the data that will allow us to build an institutional focus on achieving this path to institutional excellence by making things 10% better. You know, it seems like a small goal, doesn't it? 10% better, we could do better than that. Well, we will do better than that in a lot of cases. We're going to fail on some of those. It's okay. We might get 8% better. But think about it, if our goal is a huge number of things to be 10% better than we were in the past, it begins to have massive impacts, and then we grow that year after year. You know, if we want to raise enrollment, we want to do it, and it'll be good, hire some good people, okay, maybe that'll work, but we got to begin to break it down. Can we get 10% more people to come visit campus? Can we get 10% more people to fill out information cards at our high school centers? Can we get 10% more applications in? Can we convert those at the same rate or a 10% better rate than we did before converting them to an enrolled student? Those are the type of things we have to do in order to make the final outcome be what we want it to be. Excellence by making things 10% better. You will begin to receive more information on that in the coming weeks. Remember, it is about tiny improvements with persistence to move us to success. Our students and our community needs us now more than ever to be better than we were yesterday. Join me in making ICC 10% better. 10% better, in my opinion, is doable, and you can be the difference in making that happen. I hope you'll join me in that.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
When my mom opened the store, I got comfortable with it, and I liked the fact I like to help people, and I like to make people feel good about what they wear or just in general. And so once we got started and got into it, it was just one of those things where I just kind of really fell in love with it.
This is a 2-year all-online Associate of Applied Science degree. There are no restrictions or requirements to begin working toward a Business and Marketing Management Technology degree.
I think just being here and being able to experience what all there is within business and marketing, it was just something I thought I would really enjoy, which I started the first semester I was in class, and which I loved Miss McCrimmon. She was awesome. She was very helpful.
Students simply apply to ICC and then select Business and Marketing Management Technology as their major.
I enjoy online, and it was not anything that anybody couldn't do. It works with your schedule, and it was easy for me to do online working here as well, so that was really helpful to me.
This degree covers a wide range of business jobs. It's also a great way for entrepreneurs to learn about starting their own business.
There are times when you will catch yourself applying what you did learn in the program, using it within whatever business you're in.
Many students in this program are working and are interested in earning a degree to be promoted where they work. I've also had graduates start their own businesses.
There's just something about when somebody comes in and they want to find something and you're able to help them with that, and they find the perfect outfit or whatever they're needing. It's just one of those things where it makes you feel good and it makes the customer feel good.
Students can start the MMT program in the fall or spring semesters.
But overall, it's a fun job, and you get to learn a lot. And if you love shopping, that's a big plus too. Customer service is huge, and we want to make sure that we are able to fit that person's needs and do the best we can to help them.
MMT graduates also have the option to transfer their associate degree and continue working toward their bachelor degree online.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from them, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Today, we're bringing in another head coach from the area. This is ICC's Sean Cannon. And Coach Cannon, we really appreciate you coming by today.
Always a good deal to get to do this for sure and enjoy these times because it's football kickoff time.
Exactly. Coach, you're going into your 9th year, I believe, as head coach at ICC. You had some time out there as an assistant, so over 10 years now.
13
seasons altogether.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I guess we need to start with what in your business, community college play, turnover is something you deal with a lot more than most coaches at that level, college level. The coach, tell us about your returnees. I know you have over half your starters coming back on both sides.
Yeah, I guess last year we were COVID heavy. I had a lot of 2020 freshmen that stayed for that third year, and I think 7 are back from that deal, and so we've got some, we call them super sophomores. It's been around for a long, long time. I told them they're going to build statues of them around campus. They've been there so long, but no, we do. We've got a lot of returning kids, and it always helps anytime you go into that league with some experience, because your newcomers think they all have the answers until it's game day, and it's like, oh, this is different what I thought it was going to be. And so, but you try to keep a mix. You try to keep half your team as returning guys and half freshmen, so you can kind of get those guys going. But I our older kids have done a good job of mentoring these new ones and kind of, trying to let them focus on what's about to happen to them. But that's the worst, that's the thing we tell them as coaches. We can tell them all we want to, but they've got to, the only thing I cannot give them is experience, and they got to experience that for themselves. So it'll be interesting for sure.
I want to thank Adam Gore, your sports information guy and the broadcaster of all your games. I guess every game is played at ICC. Adam's on the mic. Got the Let's Go ICC TV there, which is a great thing. But Adam sent me some information on you today and really set up you being here. One thing I didn't notice on Adam's notes, Coach, is a returning quarterback.
Yeah, we've got one that was a freshman last year, kid out of Choctaw County, Tylen Carter, who played a good bit for us last year as the year went on. And we had some major injuries last year. We had one go out, and this one would get back, and the other one would go out. And so we kind of played musical chairs throughout the year at that position. But we did bring in a transfer in the spring out of Alabama, down from Saraland High School, and he has done a really good job for us. And then we've got Red Parker from Houston, and as coming in as a freshman, and he was a really good player in our area here, and we feel like we've athletically upgraded that position, but that people say, what's the hardest position to play? It's people think it's defensive back, but it's quarterback, because you got 25 seconds to get the play in, get everybody lined up, get the protection set, look at what the defense is doing, and get the ball in your hand and make a quick decision, and so those guys are doing a good job throughout camp, and so we're looking forward to seeing how those guys play on Thursday nights.
Coach, I'm just looking forward to seeing. It's just amazing. I know you guys know it as well, but some of the folks out there listening, the Mississippi, the community college, this whole football league. I mean, you can go on Saturday afternoon watching the CBS SEC game, and you'll see several guys that played in this league. Itawamba's been well represented. I always enjoy calling some college football where I can mention you or some of the other teams in this league. It really is. I mean, you got to bring it, don't you?
Oh, we were talking the other day that there's a kid that I think 18. He had went to Tennessee Tech or Chattanooga, couldn't remember which one. Kid had ties to Amory. Shows up to our tryout camp, and we run him 4-4. Hold on, go again, another 4-4. Like, hey, who is this guy? Well, Coach, my uncle lived in Amory, and I played here. I'm from Georgia. I just want to come play football. Get him on the team as a walk-on, basically, and then he leaves and goes to Hawaii, and now he's with the Cardinals. And so it's amazing how just football leads you to that way of a guy that's an unknown player but had a chance to play in our league, and how it opened up his recruiting from go to a 1AA to junior college, and then played at, of course he played 3 years at Hawaii, and I'm like, man, that's a great, who would trade that, for their college career, but it really is, Will. It week in and week out, you're going to see somebody that's going to be playing on big time football on Saturdays, and and then have that chance to go to the NFL, because I think our league develops our kids a toughness level, and and things like that they can move up to that next level and be successful.
Yeah, well, that's a great point, Coach. I think 7 out of the last 10 years, the national champion has come from the Magnolia State at the JUCO level. So you're kind of the SEC of junior college football. How difficult is that to get ready for each and every week?
You go back and look at the number of roster players we have. We only have 55 players. Now, it's changed the last couple of years with COVID numbers and kids being able to get leave and come back and whatever. So they've kind of upped our roster to help us a little bit with attrition, but you look at 55 football players and 47 coming from Mississippi going to compete against a Kansas Junior College or Texas or wherever that has 85 out-of-state unlimited scholarships. They can pull from, anywhere they want to. Here we are with our little Mississippi boys, and and we say that a lot of times. We get out-of-staters that come to our program, and they think, well, I played in Birmingham, I played Georgia, and they get here, and the league surprises them. Like, Coach, this is a good league, and I was, man, these guys are hungry here, and so when you go and look at and who you got to play week in and week out, I mean, there's always 5, 6, 7 teams in the top 20 every week, and so you're right. Every week is a Super Bowl, because if you don't get yourself ready to play, and it's always happened the other way as well. If I've seen teams that are really, really good get beat by teams that are maybe not as good because that team didn't get ready to play today, and so it's a great talented league with competitive football, and I think when people come and watch us play, they walk away going, man, this is some really, really good football, and so it is a fun league to coach in, because, you get them and they leave, and then you got to replace them, and so, but you get to see a lot of development from kids as they come there as freshmen and get ready to move on after their 2 years.
We're going to ask Coach Gannon more in depth about his team and the upcoming season, some future opponents, and also about the state of college football, the NIL, transfer portal, high schoolers, signing agents. Malachi Nelson, I believe the top player in the class of 2023. I'm not sure if you guys heard, but he did sign with LeBron's agent. Wow. And in anticipation of all the NIL and contracts and opportunities financially he'll have. And, Coach, I know it's been a short time since these changes have taken place, but what, from your perspective, and another, I think, a great question for you, Coach, is you are around these kids, these players. You know their lifestyle, you know their habits, what they're about. What is all this NIL and kids getting agents at this age, in your opinion, doing for the sport?
Well, I kind of look at it like this. The way we are now, and I talk to our kids about this all the time, so it's not like I don't say this in front of them, but the way kids nowadays think football is, it's dressing up, it's the type of helmet I got on, the type of socks I have, the amount of wristbands, and, none of that matters when you get on the field, because that don't make any plays. That don't make catches and blocks and runs, and, and so the focus now on is, I saw it wasn't in our state, but it was somebody had shared something on social media of 2 kids in a football uniform with cowboy hats on and sunglasses. Like, when are you wearing that in a ball game? Like that. But I go back to the fact of paying your dues. Like, I get it. It's kind of like the NFL. You remember that used to be with the rookies sign these multi-million-dollar contracts, and they haven't done anything yet. They did really good in college, but haven't proven themselves in the NFL. Well, I look at it just as the same way of, these guys have not done anything yet, and so what was it I read the other day? One of them was like already over $1 million and hadn't even stepped foot on a college campus yet and taken a snap in a game. And in my mind, I'm thinking the same thing as a coach. Well, these coaches are getting these high-profile players, and I'm not talking about our level by no means, but the upper echelon programs in the country, and basically, hey, you come here, we're going to give you this and give you that. Well, this is going to be that same kid that he's going to be out there in the heat of the summer when he's not finishing through the line going, get yourself through the line, and so you put yourself in that situation of, well, I've got to get the best players, because coaching's overrated. It's players. Don't get me wrong. When I'm a really good coach, I got really good players, but I get that part of it. But it still comes to the fine line. You still got to teach them how to line up and teach them how to, to do the things you want them to do to be successful, And so I think our league is the most purest league we have left.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Brought to you by Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Learn more at renaissancebank.com.